After days of demonstrations across Iraq, the number of dead continues to rise. In the aftermath of the killings, Iraq's Interior Ministry pushed back on eyewitness accounts that security forces fired live ammunition at protesters.
Everyone knows there were no armed battles, clashes or confrontations between the security forces and the protesters. But there were wicked and heinous hands that targeted the victims on both sides. When we went and checked the bodies of the martyrs, the injuries were in the head or the heart. It is clear that the shooting did not take place from a close distance or from the area where the security forces were present. A serious investigation is ongoing to find out who is behind such a wicked and heinous operation.
There have been scores of casualties as demonstrators vent their anger at a government that's been in power for just over a year. The protesters are mainly young men. Youth unemployment has now reached 25%, according to the World Bank.
We, the youth, are protesting peacefully. What do they want from the youth? Why are they killing us?
The protesters say they've had enough of a system that they say is corrupt and serving the interests of a few. They say they don't support any political parties. But that hasn't stopped the political opposition from backing the protesters and calling for new elections.
I think this is a case of political point scoring. This is a systemic issue. So when you have parties refusing to take part in parliamentary debates, making sure that there isn't a quorum so that it can't go ahead, this is all so that they can pile on pressure on Prime Minister Adel Abdel Mahdi.
On Sunday, the Iraqi government pledged 17 reforms covering land redistribution, increased welfare payments to those in need, and the construction of 100,000 new housing units. The government launched a program of home demolitions in September, targeting the makeshift shelters of the poor. The head of the UN mission to Iraq has called for the violence to stop in a tweet. One of the few international voices to speak up, as Iraq still struggles to deal with the aftermath of the invasion by the US and its coalition of the willing in 2003. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera.
Meanwhile, Iraqis who are worried about the safety of their family at home have been staging a protest in front of the White House.
Stop killing Iraqi people!
Members of this solidarity rally said they can't get hold of their family because of the shutdown of the internet, and they say the government crackdown is an attack on democracy.
We are here demonstrating in support of the people of Iraq, and this is a letter addressed to the White House asking them to help the Iraqi people and stand against Iranian interference. And we call on the protests in Iraq to continue.
We're here to support the people of Iraq who are getting killed in the peaceful demonstrations for simply asking for their rights. They cut off their internet, they cut off their electricity so they don't relay their message to the world. And we're here to show our support and to tell them we stand with you and to say Iran out, out, Iraq will remain free.